Today we are talking about prime numbers. Prime number is a number that has exactly two different factors, one and itself. In other way, we can say prime numbers are divisible only by the number 1 or itself. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Those are the first few prime numbers. We can see that 2 can only be divided by 1 and 2. 3 also can only be divided by 1 and 3. And so 7 can only be divided by 1 and 7. That explains why 4 isn't a prime number, because 4 can be divided by 1 and 4, but not only that, it can also be divided by 2. 9? 9 also isn't a prime number, because 9 can be divided by 1 and 9, and also can be divided by 3. So no, 9 is not a prime number. Now 4 and 9 are called composite number. Composite number is a whole number that has more than two different factors. Unlike prime number, which only has 1 and itself as the factor, composite number has more than two different factors. For example, the one that we just talked, the 9. Number 9 can be divided by 1 and 9, and also can be divided by 3. That makes 9 has 3 different factors. So we can say that every whole number that are not prime number is a composite number. Now that we know what prime numbers are, we are going to another section called the prime factorization. So in prime factorization, we are breaking down a number to its prime factors. For example, look at this 18. Let's take a look how we break this 18 down into its prime factors. We know that 18 is 2 times 3 times 3. Now those 3 are prime factors because they are the factors of the 18 and they are also a prime number. Okay, so 18 is equal to 2 times 3 to the power of 2. Those are the prime factorization of 18. Now for bigger number, we can determine the prime factorization by first doing the factor 3. You can look at the factor 3 on the screen. I've got some examples for you. There's 12, 36, and 60. In primary school, we have learned to do the factor 3. So for example, look at the 12. The way we do the factor 3 is we divide the 12 by prime numbers. Usually we start with 2. And if we cannot divide the number by 2, we try 3, 5, 7, 11, etc. As long as it is a prime number. Now for this 12, we can divide it by 2. And we'll get 6. And then we can break down 6 again to 2 and 3. That makes the prime factorization of the 12 becomes 2 times 2 times 3. Another example, 36. We can divide by 2. We'll get 18. We divide 18 by 2 again. We'll get 9. And finally, 9 is broken down into 3 and 3. So the prime factorization of 36 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Or we can shorten it to 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2. We usually shorten it when we are writing the prime factorization. And for 60, if you look at the screen, we can divide by 6 and we'll get 10. 6 can be broken down to 2 and 3. 10 can be broken down to 5 and 2. So at last, we'll get 4 prime factors, which is 2, 3, 5, and 2. Or we can shorten it to 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5. Now, why is it here that we divide 60 by 6 first? Not by 2, not by 3, not by 5? Well, because it's allowed. So actually, we can divide the number by any number. As long as we keep breaking it down, we'll end up in its smallest prime number. Take a look at another example of 60. There's also 60 divided by 2 first here. We'll get 30, 30 divided by 3, 10, 10 divided by 2, we'll get 5. Also give you the same result. We also get the same prime factorization, which is 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5. Below, we also have 60 divided by 30 first, which is just the reverse of the previous one. And here we have also another example, 60 divided by 15 or 4, right? You can see this just the same result. Now, how are you going to state the prime factorization of a number after you use the factor tree? So in front of you is already the example of stating the prime factorization. We are taking the example of 36 and 28. So for 36, you got 2, 2, and 3, 3. Shorten it to the power of 2 and 3 to the power of 2. For 28, you get 2 to the power of 2 times 7. That's it. That's already the prime factorization of the number. Okay, and that concludes all. Hope you already understand about this prime number and prime factorization topic. We'll see you on the next video. Today, we are talking about prime numbers.